Here are a few of Kim Jong Un's favorite things. Number 10. Missiles. This isn't exactly new news. Kim Jong Un loves to mess with his enemies. Maybe you do too. Given that North Korea has become more powerful because of their access to nuclear weapons, Kim Jong Un has been able to scare much of the world. In 2017, he ordered 23 missile tests. The year before, he ordered 24. Guess how many missile tests his dad had during his reign? 15. Kim Jong Un has probably become the most dreaded leader of any nation when he started launching missiles at various locations around the world. Experts say these are just a simple display of his power and fascination with nuclear weapons. Maybe if we all had access to missiles, we'd want to play around with them as well. Okay, maybe not. A missile capable of reaching the U.S. topped with a nuclear warhead is considered to be North Korea's ultimate goal, according to top U.S. intelligence officials. There's obviously a global concern for North Korea's next step will be something that has been intensified with the constant jawing back and forth Kim Jong Un has had with President Trump. According to some sources, North Korea's nuclear missile launches are all able to be controlled from the comfort of a button placed on Kim Jong Un's office desk. Who is he, Dr. Evil? Oh yeah, by the way, do us a favor and hit that thumbs up right down here. Number 9. Sushi. Who are the sushi lovers out there? We're definitely loving the raw fish here at Pablito's Way. When it comes to Asian cuisine, if there's a delicacy that's traveled around the world, it's definitely sushi. This Japanese cuisine has transformed into one of the most popular types of cuisine in many countries. When Kim Jong Un was a young kid, he apparently developed a strange fascination with sushi. It definitely helps being the son of the leader of a country because that allowed him to try out all the different types of food he wanted, whenever he wanted. But sushi in particular was a favorite of his according to his father's private chef, Kenji Fujimoto. Fujimoto worked on Kim Jong-il for 13 years as his head chef, creating all the different types of food the former leader desired. In his memoirs, he recalls how Kim Jong-un had developed a liking for sushi, which he supposedly ate on almost any occasion he could. Sushi was generally served once a week, but because of Kim Jong-un's fascination with it, it became a permanent fixture in their dinners. Number 8. Cheese. Are you a cheese lover like Kim Jong-un? Hopefully not to the point like him. Kim Jong-un's weight has become a subject of debate the past few years. His public display of banquet-like eating has clearly demonstrated a lack of consideration for his health, but that doesn't seem to stop him from having a feast. His weight clearly indicates some heavy eating, and one type of food he heavily indulges on consistently is cheese. Various media outlets have reported how his obsession with cheese has seriously impacted his life. In 2012, Kim Jong-un reportedly became so fat that he developed a cyst on his ankle and required surgery to remove it. Although his weight gain may be intentional, some experts have suggested that he's gained weight to look more like his grandfather, Kim Il-sung. However, his indulgence in cheese became so intense he even had to stop going out in public after eating too much cheese he had imported from Switzerland. On one occasion, he even sent a group of staff members on a 7-month cheese-making trip to southern France. Maybe he's trying to make his own North Korean cheese? Why buy it when you can make it yourself? Number 7. Alcohol. Okay, how many of you are into your craft beers or fine spirits out there? When it comes to alcohol, only the best will do for Kim Jong-un. After all, being the dictator of a country, no matter how poor it is, has its perks because he can just take whatever he wants. Many investigators have noted Jong-un's affinity for drinking, especially champagne. He's reported to drink a lot of champagne whenever he's drinking, and of course, you wouldn't expect it to be anything other than Cristal, a personal favorite of his. He imported a total of $1 million worth of alcohol for his personal consumption in 2016. He has expensive taste with his liquor, as he is known to only prefer the finest brands. But if there's one thing to be noted, it's that he is very kind to his elite circle. Most of the expensive alcohol he buys is shared among his friends and allies. Number 6. Luxury houses. Okay, everyone can relate to this one. Who doesn't like a nice, luxurious place? Kim Jong-un is known to have at least a dozen residences all throughout North Korea, something not many people in North Korea could even dream of. Many people wonder how it's possible for someone who's the leader of such a poor country to take in these extravagant luxuries. It definitely hasn't stopped him from owning the lavish Ryeongsong Palace, a complex so elaborate and refined, it's been named by the locals as the Central Luxury Mansion. There's not too much to know about the palace, but what we do know is that it sits on 4.6 square miles of land. On Google Earth, you can see that it has an Olympic-sized swimming pool. And, oh yeah, it also has a 1,000-seat movie theater. But of course, this isn't his only residence. In 2010, he built another mansion that cost tens of millions of dollars to build and required work of 1,200 North Koreans. The expensive construction project included private railways and roads built for the ruling family, as well as underground tunnels for trains that were connected to office buildings in the compound. Number 5. Cars. Do you think Kim Jong Un would like fancy cars? Of course he loves fancy cars. Kim Jong Un is reported to own various models of the most expensive and luxurious cars, but the one that supposedly is his favorite is a heavily armored Mercedes-Benz. What's really interesting is that he's rarely seen using any of his cars because, of course, he has his own private driver who drives him everywhere. Mercedes-Benz is said to be his favorite brand, with the Korean National Party even promoting his expensive taste through state propaganda. But one good question to have is, how do these luxury cars get through to North Korea past the trade embargo? Yep, if you're thinking through false documents and underhanded deals, you're right. In 2008, an Austrian was found to have sold 8 Mercedes-Benz S-Class cars to North Korea, and a small Italian firm delivered 2 high-end loudspeakers directly to North Korea. Number 4. About that action. There are many surprising facts about the current leader of North Korea, but this one is a bit unexpected. Who would have thought Kim Jong Un is a big fan of Jackie Chan? Okay, maybe not currently. We're actually going into his childhood here. When Kim Jong Un was younger, he was just like any other young kid, once you took away his background. During his time at school in Switzerland, he spent a lot of time watching action films, especially if Jackie Chan was in it. Jackie Chan's films apparently struck a chord with Kim Jong Un, an impressionable kid who liked to watch all of Chan's movies. Action films became his favorite type of movie, where classmates had said that he would spend plenty of time watching whenever he wasn't on his PlayStation or playing basketball. If you guys remember, Jackie Chan rose to fame in the late 80s with multiple films that displayed his ridiculous stunts, all of which he did himself. And if it weren't for those early films that were a huge success, he wouldn't have had Rush Hours 1, 2, and 3. Although Jackie Chan hasn't been seen in North Korea, who knows if maybe that's the next weirdest friendship that can come along. Number 3. The basketball world. It's becoming common fact by now that a young Kim Jong Un was fascinated with the NBA when he was younger, and his fascination has led to one of the weirdest friendships in the world. It's as uncommon as it is unlikely. What do you guys think Dennis Rodman and Kim Jong Un chat about? We're still wondering how Kim Jong Un sounds speaking English. Dennis Rodman has been invited by Kim Jong Un to do official state visits to North Korea's capital, Pyongyang. As part of a special basketball event to celebrate the leader's birthday, Rodman, along with other former NBA stars, played against a North Korean team. The team of former NBA players tied with the locals, which was the only way that it could have ended. Rodman has described Kim Jong Un as a very good friend in more than one occasion. Rodman claimed to be close enough to Kim to discuss pretty much anything, except politics. He's also said that Kim Jong Un continuously threatening to blow up the United States with a nuclear weapon is just a misunderstanding. However, Rodman that Kim Jong Un is probably a madman, but he just doesn't see it. Well, you know what we say to that. Even serial killers have moms who love them. Number 2, sneakerhead. Did you guys know that Kim Jong Un was a sneakerhead? When he was going to school in Switzerland, he was registered under a fake name, Pak-un. Pak-un was sort of a mysterious individual, especially because his parents were never seen at parent-teacher meetings or at anything. None of his classmates knew anything about his background, but what they did know him for was his enormous collection of Nike sneakers. His collection was said to be worth thousands of dollars, as he supposedly had a massive collection. Obviously, it's a clear contrast with the reality the average North Korean has. His collection was probably based around his love for basketball. Supposedly, the only person he ever revealed his true identity to was a Portuguese classmate. No one knows what happened to that Portuguese kid afterwards. Okay, just kidding. But what do you guys think? Is Kim Jong Un an actual madman? Or is he just a sociopath or a psychopath who just doesn't care? Let us know in the comments. Number 1. Spending. If there's one thing that's pretty clear, it's that Kim Jong Un loves being flashy. The never-ending banquets, expensive liquors, huge and luxurious property should tip anyone off to this one. Sources say North Korea's spending on luxury goods has jumped from $300 million to $645 million annually since he took office. Rodman has claimed that going to one of Kim Jong Un's party resorts is like going to Hawaii or Ibiza, except that they'd be the only people there. Rodman has said anything he drinks or eats is the best. The proclaimed supreme leader of the nation has used his family's power to keep up the cult around him. Of course, the way the system is set up, no one is allowed to question how things go. He's able to maintain a powerful image that goes beyond being rich to the point that superpower countries fear what he might come up with next. Here's what's next. Other foreign workers. North Korea does this to prevent the catastrophe of interracial children. Some of the women are also subjected to sexual exploitation. Some foreign nationals have also been kidnapped while visiting North Korea, so if you're planning a trip there, just don't. And if you do go there, definitely don't pull a auto